Nissan is in the midst of a complete transformation for the brand, the vehicles, product, company culture, and the business. With the Nissan Next, they're bringing 10 new vehicles in 20 months. And with what I've experienced recently, they're definitely going in the right direction. The Nissan Altima impressed me. As an enthusiast, obviously, I love vehicles like the Z Proto, and even though it's getting a little bit older, the GTR. And I was actually at a studio event recently where they had the Aria, and that pure electric crossover really has piqued my interest. But what we're driving today and talking about is this, the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. With this updated Pathfinder, there were three main things to accomplish. It's rugged, both from a visual standpoint and functionally. On the interior, a lot of flexibility and a lot of technology and safety features available. The Pathfinder has actually been around for quite a while in this segment. We are now on the 5th generation. From a powertrain perspective, the big news is the all-new 9-speed automatic transmission. That's paired with a 3.5-liter direct-injected V6, making 284 horsepower and 259 pound-feet of torque. With optional four-wheel drive, the other big piece of news is towing capacity of 6,000 pounds. And here's why it matters. Other vehicles in the segment may only tow 5,000 pounds, and apparently the median trailer weight in America is 5,200 pounds. So if your vehicle can only tow 5,000 pounds, you're restricted to the more dinkier, smaller trailers. But with an increased capacity of 6,000 pounds, it gives you some more freedom. In addition, we have standard trailer sway control, and that 6,000 pound rating has no restrictions, so there's no frontal area restrictions for the types of trailers to tow, and that gives families who want that type of capability a lot more flexibility. The other news from a powertrain perspective is a 7-way terrain selector, and also that four-wheel drive now features direct coupling, which means faster response. It's predictive too, so less wheel spin overall for more confidence. We'll be testing that out as we go in the Holly Oaks Off-Road Park later today. From an exterior styling standpoint, one of my favorite parts of this new Pathfinder is actually this body line that starts here and goes right across the shoulder, connects into the taillights, very squared off, and I think it looks nice and strong. We also have various elements inspired by previous generations of the Pathfinder, including this angled C-pillar, and you also note a blacked out roof. Two-tone finish is segment exclusive on the Pathfinder and has proven to be popular on vehicles like the Nissan Kicks. This here is a platinum trim finished in scarlet ember, and what the new Pathfinder really is able to accomplish is it looks visually interesting. A lot of times when you have a large SUV, a three-row SUV of this side, it just kind of looks like a slab from the side. But things like that C-pillar, the black roof, really do make this interesting. You also note the large Pathfinder lettering out back, and this all-new Pathfinder has the updated Nissan logo. The new badge is on the vehicle. With that, let's hop inside, we'll take it for a drive, talk about the interior, the technology, what it's like to drive, and lastly, the value. Back on the road now, continuing along our drive route. So let's talk about the interior. Well, my initial thoughts are this is a very nice interior. This is the platinum top tier trim, so you have the best materials, most leather, that type of stuff. All the equipment is on this vehicle, but from a design standpoint, ergonomically, I like it. And flexibility, that's something that Nissan was really highlighting. So one of the first examples of that is your transmission selector is by wire now, which frees up this huge storage space below the center console, something like 13 liters. We have 16 cup holders inside the new Nissan Pathfinder. That's practicality there. In terms of technology, there is a good amount of it. We have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so I've got my phone charger right there, wireless charger with my iPhone running wireless CarPlay is convenient. Fun fact, the wireless charging pan is angled, so if you are doing something off-road or, I don't know, driving aggressively, your phone doesn't go flying out. And I've definitely been in vehicles where I did something and my phone just went off the wireless charging pad. I was like, oh, come back. We have this large digital display screen in the middle, heads-up display there, displays great information, navigation when you have your ProPilot running. It's got all that lane keeping information too. We'll talk about that more in a moment. Now, this is a 3-row SUV, so this is spacious enough that you can actually put people in the 3rd row. Maybe not 6'3" adults like me. I've tried getting in the back of the Pathfinder and it was all right. But I mean, if you have children, that's for families, things like that. The 2nd row now is available with captain's chairs too, panoramic sunroof. You can also seat up to 8 with the Pathfinder, so capacity is definitely available with this vehicle. Now this is a platinum trim like I mentioned, so heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, all the nice leather, got a cool pattern on these seats too. I'm a big fan of this color combination with that red metallic paint and this lighter cream colored interior with nice accents too. Now again, this is the Nissan Pathfinder. The Infiniti would be the top tier luxury one. Before a Pathfinder Platinum, I'm quite impressed with how this interior is. The other big talking point is the easy flex seats on both sides in the second row, these captain's chairs. You press one button and the entire seat kind of pivots up and slides forward. So if you have a front-facing child seat on that seat, it doesn't need to be removed and it can move the seat forward and you have access to the third row. So that's a big convenience thing for those who have families, and if you're like juggling two toddlers and need to put them down, I can imagine that is extremely, extremely helpful. And to get out of the third row, there's another button you push and it gets out of the way. So that is absolutely handy. Another thing, this relates to both the interior and driving, is the isolation, the NVH, or more so lack of the NVH. So we've got laminated glass on the windshield and the side windows and a 25% thicker rear windshield, and it leads to a very quiet and calm interior. Even when I was on the freeway earlier, the wind noise, road noise is pretty not there, not present, which makes this feel much more refined and, dare I say, luxurious when you're just driving along. In terms of technology and connectivity, I've already mentioned the wireless CarPlay and things like that, but we have to talk about Nissan Safety Shield 360, which is segment leading. Things like the automatic emergency rear braking, nothing else offers that as standard on the Pathfinder. So you've got 6 of these Safety Shield 360 aspects that really make this a safer experience, both driver assistance and just these safety technologies. And then there's the creature comforts and the driver assistance features. So driver assistance feature wise, we have Pro Pilot, which is the next level of adaptive cruise control, lane keeping. It's even linked with the navigation. It'll recognize things like speed limit dropping and prompt you to slow down like that. I tried it on the freeway coming out to our most recent stop, and I was quite impressed with the hands-free, not quite hands-free fully, but on the freeway, adaptive cruise, lane keep assist is quite good, and also next generation radar, so it can allow for up to 30 seconds of no driver intervention stop and go. Some of these adaptive cruise control systems with stop and go, when you come to a complete stop, it's a very short period of time. You have to actually tap the accelerator to get moving again. This allows for a little bit longer where the vehicle is able to take over everything. So from that perspective, the Pathfinder is truly, truly impressive. We're back on the road, we've been mixing just normal around town driving, some freeway stints. I'm not sure actually where this route is taking us now next, but my takeaways are this vehicle is quite composed, quite comfortable, isolated. The powertrain is paired nicely with this 9-speed automatic transmission. Doesn't quite give you that low end boost that something like a twin turbo V6 would give you, but it's fine. Like, it's absolutely fine, and it's the newer engine with finally direct injection technology too. All right, we're at the Hollyoaks Off-Road Park now. We've got the terrain selector in Mutton Rut, hill descent on, and we are following the lead car. I'm gonna close the windows before I get all sandy and dusty here. So I think we've got a route we're following. Rough road ahead, yes. Use intelligent 4-wheel drive. Let's go. I mean, so far this is handling without a problem. So what are the use cases where you would apply this type of off-roading? Because I don't think the Pathfinder consumer quite is at the level of somebody who might buy like a Wrangler or something like that, where they're hardcore off-roading. This is, let's just say you need to get to your campsite and it's over some hills and through a bunch of dips and stuff like that. That's where I think this would come into handy. Looks like there's some Pathfinders down there too, making a lap. Oh, some big dips. So this is without a single problem up the hills. Nice. 9-speed has the engine right where it wants it to be. Again, with the terrain selectors, with the 4-wheel drive and all the sensors in these vehicles, the electronics are able to do so much to ensure you have your traction in all situations where it'll handle it. Whether it's rainy, snowy, muddy, whatever's going on, sandy, it'll take care of it all. The size of the Pathfinder, so this one got a little bit wider, a little bit taller, but a little bit shorter, but oof, it doesn't feel ungainly, it doesn't feel huge. The last car I had, last vehicle I was in out here was actually a Bronco Sport, which is absolutely more compact, a very small little crossover. So this is bigger, but this Pathfinder is not a single problem here. Just following the signs and following the cars. All right, I can feel the hill descent control kicking in a bit. Yep, you hear it touching the brakes to control my speed going down the hill. That's nifty. It's amazing what these automated systems can handle now. I'm sure the hardcore purists are like, why are you using the electronics? Yeah, like the old-fashioned ways are better. The other thing also I've learned is angles and like how steep things are. Oh yeah, look at that hill descent control. Man, I'm not even touching the brake right now, and it's handling everything. That's really nice. What I was saying is like angle, steepness, and that type of stuff is never properly conveyed in video. It's very hard to capture what it feels like when you're in a vehicle off-roading or doing anything, even this mild off-roading. So, other thing I kept getting yelled at is when you're off-roading, you can't have your fingers, like your thumbs in. Something about breaking your thumb, so trying to be more cognizant of that. As you can tell, I'm an amateur. 7 drive modes, or 7 terrain modes. Getting the trucks nice and dirty, or SUVs, whatever you call them. Oh, okay, all right. 4-wheel drive kicking in. Oh, this is pretty steep. Looking at the back of this other Pathfinder, it's finished in a pretty cool gray. Kind of looks like Nardo gray, but it's a good looking rear end too. Just rugged and chiseled looking. Modern, but not overly. Whoa. All right. Take that nice and slow. Oh man. Hey, look, there's mud. Time to get them dirty. All right, in this kind of more narrow section, it is feeling kind of big. This hill descent control is great. Like, I'm not touching the brakes, and it's handling the speed going down all these hills without a single problem. Give it some more gas and we go. Beyond just this vehicle, having a place like Hollyoaks is so cool. It's just like an off-road playground. They've done so much to develop this. I remember coming out here when it was just being like bulldozed. It was just empty. And they've done so much more. Every time I come out here, there's more stuff to do. Looking forward to, I think 4Fest is later this year. Definitely come out for that. All right, we're going up the big hills. This is always fun. This is always fun. I think the key here is just to give it consistent gas as I go up this hill. It's pretty steep. Just let the 4-wheel drive do its thing. Steady gas, keep it straight. Oh boy. Oh man, this is awesome. I can't see. Oh man. All right, steep on the way down. Hill descent control. All right. My foot is off the brake. It's handling all of it. That's impressive. That is really impressive. A little bit nerve-wracking, but impressive. Back up the hill we go. It's always nerve-wracking to me when you're literally just looking at the sky. You don't know where you're going. You're trusting that when you come over the crest, there is something there. But Pathfinder handled it all. So I think we're going to get to do this a couple more times. In the video talking portion of it, I'll just kind of enjoy it and experience the vehicle a bit more. But at its, what was the point of this? Demonstrating that the Pathfinder is able to handle all these situations. It can take these without a problem at all. Let's go up this one now. Give it some gas. Kind of feel it, figuring out where to put the power. 4-wheel drive, it handles well. I mean, if you think about it, Nissan knows all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive systems. Look at the GTR. Thing's a beast, right? This is a completely different kind of system, but it's all about putting traction down, keeping you safe, make sure you don't get stuck in a weird situation. And this Pathfinder isn't necessarily like built, I mean, it's rugged now, right? It's not built as like something as intense as a full-out off-road vehicle. Whoa, okay. All right. We'll wrap this video up. This is the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. I can't see. Oh, there we go. Comprehensively redesigned. I mean, this is absolutely an important vehicle in the Nissan lineup without a single doubt. And I feel they've done a great job with it. On-road, off-road, We'll do another walk around video too with some of the details. I think it was really cool checking this out with Nissan. I'm sure we'll get to spend a whole week with this at some point in the future too, go more in depth, live with it. But in today's experience on-road and off-road, 2 thumbs up from me. Very good job with the refresh and competitive in the segment. A lot of features. The camera's just turned on. Nice. And they just turned off again. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, checking out and experiencing the Pathfinder with me. Thanks again to Nissan for the invite to the media event. We'll see you guys next time.